You ever wonder what a billion-dollar company is actually thinking? I mean, really thinking. Well, today, we're going to crack open something that's basically their private diary. It's this document called a 10Q, and we're going to find out exactly what's inside. So, how do you really know what a company that big is up to? It seems like a tough question, right? But the answer is surprisingly simple. You got to forget all the glossy ads, all the carefully crafted press releases. The real story? It's just hiding in plain sight. It's in this document they are legally required to publish. So, yeah, let's go find it. All right, so here's the game plan. First up, we're going to decode all the confusing jargon. Then, we'll get our hands dirty and dig into a real company's report. We're talking profits and panic. And then, at the end, I'm going to show you why this thing is basically a secret weapon for anyone, and I mean anyone, who wants to know what's really going on.
Okay, let's get right into it. The best way to think about this whole thing, it's like a company's mandatory quarterly check-in. It's their report card to the public, and guess what? We've got front row seats.
So, this Form 10Q, what even is it? It's basically a report card. Every single public company in the U.S. has to file one with the government every 3 months. Now, this isn't the big, glossy annual report with pretty pictures. Oh, no. This is the raw, unaudited, unfiltered look at how things are really going.
So we're going to take a little guided tour through one of these documents. Don't worry, we are not going to read every single word. That would be insane. We're just going to hit the highlights, the juicy parts. We're talking about the raw numbers, the story they try to spin, the messy court battles, and yeah, the stuff that probably keeps the CEO staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m.
Okay, let's make this real. Enough with the theory. For our deep dive, we're looking at the Southern Company. Now, these guys are an absolute giant in the U.S. energy world, and we're specifically looking at their 10Q from the third quarter of 2025.
All right, so this table right here, this is us cutting through literally hundreds of pages of dense financial data to get right to the good stuff, the bottom line. And look at this. In just 9 months, the company brought in over $20 billion in revenue. Then, after they paid for everything, all their expenses, they were left with a net income, a profit of almost $4 billion. Wow.
Okay, let's just pause on that number for a second. $3.93 billion. That is a staggering amount of money. I mean, to put that into perspective for you, that's more than the entire annual economic output, the GDP of some small countries. And this isn't just revenue, this is the profit, the pure cash left over after every single bill is paid.
So, okay, they are making an absolutely incredible amount of money, but what are they afraid of? What keeps them up at night? This is where we stop looking at the spreadsheets and where the story gets really interesting. See, in this next section, the company legally has to confess all its fears. I'm talking everything. Everything that could possibly go wrong.
And here we go. This is just a sample of what they're officially worried about. We're talking about major cyber attacks, hackers. We're talking about catastrophic events like fires, floods, hurricanes, even wars. They're also sweating geopolitical conflicts and the chance of a recession. Oh, and of course, the big one for an energy company, what if the environmental laws change and completely upend their entire business model? Yeah, they have a lot to worry about.
But, it's not just about what might happen in the future. The 10Q also has to list what is happening right now, as in today, in court. Yep, this is where we find the lawsuits.
Just look at this. This is a quote pulled directly from their report. They are being sued in a massive class action lawsuit. And in case you don't know, that's when a whole bunch of people get together to sue a company, or in this case, a whole industry. And what's the claim? That the entire nuclear power industry conspired, that's the word they use, conspired to fix and suppress how much they paid their employees for years. This is not some what-if scenario. This is a real, active legal battle they are fighting right now.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. We've seen the profits, we've seen the fears, we've seen the lawsuits. But why should you, personally, care about some dry, kinda boring financial document? Well, because it is one of the single most powerful tools we have to peek behind that big corporate curtain and see what's really going on.
I love this slide because it really shows you the two faces of a 10Q. It's like a split personality. On one side, you've got the management's discussion, which is all confidence and optimism. We're planning for growth. We're building new things. It's the sunny, forward-looking story. But then on the other side, you've got the lawyers section, the risk factors, listing all the terrifying things that could burn the whole operation to the ground. You get both sides of the coin, the dream and the nightmare, all in one place.
So, what are the big takeaways here? What do I really want you to remember from all this? First, a 10Q is way more than just numbers. It's a narrative. It's a story. Second, it's where a company reveals both its grand strategy and its deepest, darkest fears. It's also the ultimate fact-checking tool for all those big public statements they make. And most importantly, it's a public record. It's there for investors, for journalists, and for you.
And that really just leaves us with one final big question, right? We just took a peek inside one company. But remember, every single public company has to file these reports. Every single one. So, what secrets are hiding in the reports of the companies you use every day? The company that made your phone, your car, the food in your fridge. The answers, they're out there. They're just waiting for you to look.